Well, we have come to the end of our term. During the past 8 weeks, we have explored some of the most important environmental regulations in the USA. A common theme to all of these laws is that there was a problem, and often a crisis, that spurred the government to create these laws. We also learned that there are many different federal agencies involved in the administration of these laws. Although the EPA is the main player, the Department of Interior also has a significant role in environmental management. This week we will study a few laws that are under the auspices of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, as well as some of the other main players. The early 1970s was perhaps the golden era of environmental regulations. In 1972, Congress passed the Coastal Zone Management Act, or CMZA, that is administered by NOAA. The act covers all of the USA's coastal resources, including the Great Lakes. The goal of the CZMA is to preserve, protect, develop, and where possible, to restore or enhance the resources of the nation's coastal zone. There are 3 programs under the Act: the National Coastal Zone Management Program, which is a voluntary partnership between states and the federal government, which 34 states currently participate in. This program provides for the protecting and restoring of coastal areas. The National Estuarine Reserve Program. Over 1.3 million acres of coastal and estuarine habitat is protected to allow long-term research, environmental monitoring, education, and stewardship. And the third program under the Act is the Coastal and Estuarine Land Conservation. Under this program, the federal government provides matching funds to purchase important coastal and estuarine lands or obtain conservation easements. Over 100,000 acres have been protected since 2002. The Shore Protection Act. The Shore Protection Act is an offshoot of the 1988 Ocean Dumping Ban Act and is administered by the EPA. The Shore Protection Act requires all vessels that transport municipal or commercial waste within coastal waters to obtain a permit. The Act also directs operations regarding the loading, securing, offloading, and cleaning up of such waste from waste sources, reception facilities, and vessels. The goal of the Act is to reduce the spilling of waste into coastal waters. The National Coastal Monitoring Act. As the title implies, this act is focused on monitoring the coastal areas to assess the health of coastal ecosystems. The Act provides for a long-term water quality assessment and analysis for coastal waters deemed a high priority, with the goal of providing federal, state, and local governments a platform to create and put into place remedial programs. In addition, the Act established a structure for reviewing and evaluating the data obtained during the monitoring of these systems. Uniform indicators of the health of these coastal systems must be developed. Reports must be made to Congress on the quality of the coastal ecosystems with an information program to communicate monitoring information to the general public. Also offer to those states approved under the Coastal Zone Management Act with data needed to design land use plans and coastal zone regulations designed to protect those resources. Finally, the Act supports some water pollution control programs with information needed to design and implement effective coastal water pollution control. And finally, the Estuary Restoration Act. It only seems appropriate that one of the last acts we'll study is the Estuary Restoration Act. Although the Act is primarily administered by NOAA, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the EPA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and the U.S. Army all play a role in carrying out the objectives of this act. The law was passed in 2000 and was established to promote a coordinated federal strategy to restoring estuary habitat, to create partnerships between private sectors and public agencies, offer both technical and financial aid to projects, and develop and improve monitoring and research capabilities. The Act even identifies specific estuaries such as the Tijuana River Valley and Long Island Sound, providing assistance and actions to be carried out to help restore these systems. The Act was updated in 2007 and added a requirement to report to Congress every 2 years.